I didn't realize I was pushing the button to like be online, but that's okay. So I'm a couple of minutes early. Um, oh, Wendy, this won't work. I was reaching for tripods and stuff. And being busy or working, uh, which has been a whole thing. You guys will see me in a minute. Um, there's a whole, a lot of my life has changed, and I did get a lot. I've been really tired, but I got a lot accomplished this past week. And so, okay, folding out the tripod, but you can't see me because I don't have anything to rest the phone on where you could see me. Everything I touch slides. Um, hang on a minute. I didn't realize I was punching the button to start the live so soon. Whoops, which direction do I screw this part? Okay, I think that thing's called the gumshoe. I have to screw it on. So I'll look at you guys in a minute to say the real highs, because that was a little bit of a mistake. I was doing last minute things. Okay, let's see. Tighten that. Unscrew that. Tighten that. You guys can't see me. I know. I'm sorry, but there's only so much I can do. Okay. Now, let's get me up in here. How's my battery looking? 79%. We should be okay for a while. Good morning! Yes, I washed my face. Yes, it's hot in here right now. What does it say? 79. That wasn't the intention, but when you're using a wood stove, and my particular wood stove is larger sized than I actually need for the size cabin I have. So, I'm only sewed together. Let's see. Open windows more, because I think it's going to be a warmer day on top of that. Miss Wendy is right here, sitting in the new rocking chair, looking at me like, who are you talking to? It must be Sunday. I'm more rested. All I've seen so far was one set of cues, and I haven't even like really looked at what you guys are saying yet. But hi. I was gonna jot a couple of notes before I started, but you know what? So what? Y'all get me just the way I am. It's what I do. I have cold coffee. Not important. I really don't even want it, to be honest. All right, Miss Wendy. It looks like the signal's okay right here for now. If you guys are having trouble with the signal, keep me posted, okay? I have so much trouble screwing that thing on there. Wendy, I guess I'll sit. Okay, you stay where you are because you're so comfortable. I don't want to move you. I'll sit on the stool. There we go. Let's put you can see all kinds of things behind me. See, and I don't think my phone's straight. I think so it makes it look like my camera's crooked. There we go. All right, let's see. I think I'll put it down one thing. Oh, except for if I put it too far down. And do that. That's a little better, right? Don't you guys think? Yes, empty shelves on the wall. They're not staying there. I like the shelves, but they're not staying there. That doesn't mean I know where they're going yet, but they're not staying there. If you guys are looking at my decorations in the cabin, how much am I showing you today? I am tired, but I am not tired the way I have been. I shouldn't say tired. What am I? I've been up since 5. Karma Kitty wakes me up at 5 o'clock every single morning. Does not matter what's going on in the world. he's getting me up at 5. He wants cat food. He wants outdoors to go to the bathroom. It's stuff like that. So, by the way, I love, okay, so another year is ending. I love Cynthia, one of our buddies on here some Sundays, Skipperdoodle's sister. She bought me this date book journal. It's actually a travel journal, and it's in the inexpensive side of things in on Amazon. And being a okay, I only have one now. I had two. I'm giving the last one to the guy that I'm helping that will be in quartzsite next week. Okay, there's a story. Anyways, but the way a traveler's journal works is you can get these replaceable refills, and there's an elastic strap that holds them in. And so you can put multiple things. You can design it the way you want it designed. And then most of the time, the elastic strap also holds it closed. I love this. I love the artwork for one. I grew up in Maine near the ocean. And we had a Japanese girl live with us when I was growing up. But anyway, I'm looking forward to... I have some blank pages in here and some, I don't know if that's, I hope that doesn't say anything that I didn't want you to see. But I'm looking forward to grabbing some new pages. I do not like this wide lines. I don't like lined paper anyways. I'm going to get the dot pages because it's fun to create like a bullet journal style thing. And because I'm using it both for work and home and everything. It's my scribble book. It's my everything, you know. And there will be, let's see if I have a page in here, you can see some old stuff. Okay, like in November, I had made a little calendar. It'll be prettier, but anyways, it's what I'm looking forward to getting new pages for my book. I have not ordered them. I have other priorities, and they're still empty pages. So, you know, it's not like I start a year off with new paper no matter what. People are different in the way they do things. You be you. I also don't celebrate all these winter holidays like most of the world does, nor do I celebrate the New Year's calendar, New Year's changing. I do more, sure, it's more Abrahamic, but whatever. I grew up in the Worldwide Church of God, keeping Saturday Sabbath and the Old Testament holy days. You know, I was accused of being some other kind of person in the world. And, but it's the way my life is. And, guys, that is not a real, my monitors, that YouTube chat service is not real. You just let it go. It's not real. They did that 2 or 3 times before, and it was not actually YouTube. It was just a troll. So we're ignoring them today. So I haven't done the housekeeping this morning for you guys on the channel. Please, if you are asking me a question or giving me a topic you would like me to speak about because you know who I am or whatever, please use 3 uppercase Qs to flag me so that I can read the comments that are scrolling past me quickly. My moderators, I did not, I need to change something. I did not set my, what's it called? I did not set my settings this morning. I just remembered. So now I can see all the messages scrolling past faster. I will in a minute go through and look for the uppercase Q's and say hi to names I know. Um, so for me, technically, I put more attention on the change of year during the spring Passover season. It's what I prefer to do. I think it's more in keeping with the Creator's way of doing things, as well as the natural ebb and flow of the planet and the and nature. And so I do more at that time. I will still talk about some things that cross my mind because I know other people are doing things, or I see something, or somebody says something about the calendar year changing. Um, Most people my age are aware that the Gregorian calendar was not the original calendar and stuff like that and whatever. Okay, let's get beyond that. I did move furniture around this week. I've had a few days off. I am more rested. Um, I still have a lot going on, and that's okay. I'm having fun, though it isn't really being translated over to my YouTube channel currently. It's a little hard to do that when I'm doing some things publicly for Stan's Auto, since I'm working there in St. John's, and I'm helping a Nomad readjust their life and move on to a new chapter. We're hoping to be able to allow them to be starting their new year in Quartzsite. Yes. And it seems to just be working. I do believe in prayer. I do believe it's useful, helpful. I don't know why. I'm just another human being like everybody else. That's what Simply Lesa means. I'm simply Lesa. Nobody special. I don't have some special connection to anything. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a. Sure, I went through the United States school system and stuff like that, and I did go to college, and I didn't graduate, and I've worked in the work world, and I've been disabled, and I've done lots of stuff, and I've traveled. I'm a world traveler, as well as I'm not really a nomad. Nomadic means that you kind of follow a pattern. I'm not into that. I'm into, hey, it's time to go. Let's go. But anyway, so I've always tended toward things that are natural and uh, and the idea that living in nature is healthier. And so for me personally, I found over years and years and years of, struggling, that if I am outdoors 85, 90% of my daylight time, I'm a healthier person. So I do those things. I work hard to make sure I'm outside a lot. When it's cold, sure, I'm just like everybody else. I struggle a little bit and I go, yeah, it's cold. I don't want to go outside or whatever. Um, or like the last 3 nights, I've had a mountain lion around, and I heard it cry. A mountain lion can scream and sound like a woman being murdered or something. You know, um, I heard it. Let's see. It wasn't just the sound that I heard. I had an experience of an animal 3 nights ago, I think it was, trying to get over the fence, and they tried to hop on a water barrel and then on a something else, and they missed it. And I'm pretty certain it's a mountain lion because of the sound I did hear. But because of that, when Wendy is standing at the door and has this I'm on guard and I need to protect you thing and starts barking, I'm not opening the door for her. I have to calm her down. And I'm teaching her how I want her to act when it's something that sounds big. So we've dealt with that. And I had a neighbor actually phone me last night. I heard a woman screaming, "Was it you? Are you okay?" And I was fine. And no, it wasn't me. And I told them, "Look, I've had a mountain lion around for about 3 days. So it's probably the mountain lion you heard. It wasn't me. I didn't hear the scream like in the last 5 minutes, but about 20 minutes ago, I knew the sound was a mountain lion sound. And it's not a what's bobcat, not a bobcat. Okay. Let me please use the uppercase cues. I'm going to go back and look at what you guys are saying. Say good morning to people. Be nice, be kind, or my moderators have been told smackatroll. So let's see. Going back up. Homestead and Nomads, good morning. Beth, good morning. Iris, good morning. Sonia, good morning. Sonia, my diet and the dietary changes that I've been going through is doing so good. I have that much concern that I'll gain weight, but that's because I came from a family of fat people. So, I get nervous about it, but I don't think that it's necessary for me to gain weight, so it probably won't happen. But it is absolutely wonderful what I've been tripping over for new information that I'm starting to study about things that were coming to me in the last, say, 6 months that I just didn't know what to do about them. And so I am adding some different, I don't have it in a note where I can look at it. I'm adding some different tubers and staying away from seeds, adding some herbs, and I've experimented with a few more carb style things. So we'll see food things over time. Eventually I'll do some cooking on my channel, but right now it's just been, I just need this place pulled together. So Sonia, you remind me of that, and you remind me of coffee every time I turn around. By the way, did I ever show you guys the coffee grinder that I think it was Cynthia again? It was on my wish list, and it was very inexpensive. I think it was only like $11 or something, but it's stainless steel. Yes, it has a little bit of BPA-free plastic, which we actually hope when they say that it is, where you grind your coffee. But that's a little hard. You gotta twist it a little bit. I can see it. I still though, guys. And the top is a similar thing. I may have to press down on the top. I forgot to get the top. Oh no, it's lighter. It's not harder to put the coffee beans in. Okay. I don't have many coffee beans right now. And I opened a package of coffee beans I did have, and the top of it went psh, like it was fermenting. And so I don't know how good or safe that's going to be for me. Nice little coffee grinder that you could travel with. Yes, it's a manual. I don't care about manual. I like my low-tech stuff, including my buddy low-tech. No, that's okay. So love this. I do believe it's in my Amazon store if you guys are interested in, helping me make a couple extra bucks. YouTube paid me this week. Woohoo! I have been since 2004, because I started being on disability in 2003. I have been managing my YouTube channel to not make any more than a certain number $100 in a year. And so just about every 3 months, I have managed it for years, where just about every 3 months I could get a check for right around $100 and not lose my disability check. We don't have to think about that in a week. In a week, it does not mean that in a week I'm prepared to just make SimplyLesa take off into something, because when I made the decision to go to work, I can't focus on this the same. So, yeah, if I had a little help, or if I had a few more things at home, I don't know the word, organized better, put together better. I don't know. It would be easier, but you know what? It just means the gloves can come off and I can stop being concerned that Social Security disability is going to take my check as of next week. It's no longer an issue. Okay, so let's see. I said Iris, Sonia, Beth. Who else is up in here? Lisa L. Hi. Both Karma, the only kitty I have left, and Wendy play with that duck toy that you sent them. They play together with it all the time. Looking rested today. Oh, that's Iris. Thank you so much. More, but I still see some tiredness. I'm critical. You know how that is. Who else have we got? Catherine. Hey, good morning. I know, Catherine, that you've wanted to talk to me in person lately. We'll get back to it. There's just really a lot I've been dealing with, and I'm making big changes at Stan's Auto. And so some of that, I just have to save physical strength for moving desks and tearing things down. And I don't know, in the next 2 weeks, I'm hoping to repaint the bathroom. That I got a spackle. I don't know, if somebody wants to come volunteer and help me, I don't mind, but I can't guarantee anybody gets paid, because I'm not even getting, I don't know how to explain my pay situation at the shop. I am not getting an hourly wage. Based on what Stan can afford is what I get for money. And because I hired Jess, some of you who are regular out here, you know what I'm talking about. Jess is a neighbor who recently moved back after ending a relationship, and he's doing handyman things. He's got a bad back, but he's good. He's thorough. He did my footers on the cabin. I pay him. Do I say this out loud? Yeah. No. Because he charges other people more than he charges me, because we're friends and I'm older. But I pay him an hourly wage that's more than I actually get. So we have an arrangement for about how many hours a week I can manage. And he has kind of free reign to come. We talk about projects, and he comes and puts in as many hours as he can in between other jobs. And then when he puts in 10 hours, then I pay him. And so we have this arrangement that's working currently for us. Now, yesterday I saw him, and yesterday he got a Great Pyrenees livestock dog, puppy, but he got one. Yay. He's starting to build up his homestead. He has good plans, and he intends to have animals. Okay, so I'm telling you a lot. But Catherine, I love you. I know I texted back with you, but I've been busy. And my new phone, I still cannot figure out what is wrong with my voice input for what we used to call voice to text. I can't make the Samsung phone hear me correctly and type anything close to what I've said. They change everything. And so I don't understand. I don't know what the problem is. But on my old Blue View phone, I didn't have any trouble with that. I used it all the time when I was driving. I could just hit a button, get the phone close enough so the microphone could hear me, and it would type. And I can't do that now. So now when I'm driving, I have to focus on driving. And then when I stop, I have to quickly answer somebody and then move on to the next thing, so I'm not getting like overwhelmed. But anyways, and yes, it's supposed to be nice today. So no more wood in the wood stove. I had started a fire at 5 o'clock because one, I wanted coffee, and two, I wanted to put the chicken soup back on that I had stored, and make sure that was really cooked good for later. And it was cold at that time. Well, chilly at that time. It was 50 something in here, so I wanted the fire. Okay, who else? Um, Robert and Nancy, love you guys. Thank you so much for everything you do to help me out. I don't have my owls up yet. Okay, my driveway alarms. But I bought the batteries, $9 pack of batteries. I'm getting them well, actually, two of them are ready to be hung. I just haven't had a minute to go do it. Oh, and I need to tell you guys, it's almost 10 o'clock. I'm supposed to go meet somebody before noontime, meet a neighbor, and take them something. So I don't know that we're going to be out here really super long today. Catherine, no, my little date book thing, this is called a traveler's notebook. And they come in, they make smaller ones that are the same size as like a passport, but the inserts, if you put in traveler's notebook, you're going to see a lot of inserts, these craft paper inserts first, because often they're a pack of 6 or a pack of 12. And so you'll see a lot of those. And those pages can come in ruled, regular ruled, or college ruled, which is the narrower lines, or dotted, or what are the squares called that are, somebody will correct me, that architects use. You can get the little squares like an architect uses, or you can get blank paper. I love blank paper, but when I learned about the squares and how fun it was to use squares to design my calendar pages and stuff like that, I like it. So it's called a traveler's, TRAVELERS, notebook. That's what that's called. And it might be, I can't remember if I put it in my store. It might be in my Amazon store. Yeah, Lesa L. I love these pens. I am an older person, and these were common back in the day. I love these pens. They come with, this is the classic, came with red, black, green, and blue, which was really an office pen because legal things have to be all black. Regular writing can be blue. Green was for money, and red was for super important or sign here or whatever. But now they do have these pens, and Bic makes them. And you can replace the ink parts, or you could. I haven't looked recently, but you could replace the ink parts. Anyways, they come in other colors now. And I saw the other day somewhere, maybe a Dollar General, maybe Walmart, I don't remember, but that instead of this part being blue, they're now coming in fancy colors. You can get it in rose gold, shiny. Anyway, but I love these pens because I really do kind of stick to that thing that green is money, red's super important, blue's kind of every day, but I love black, and black on paper to me, I could have done pen and inks for a living, and that black on paper just makes me feel happy, and I can wear out black ink pens in a heartbeat. But gel pens are too messy, they smudge, so I don't like those. Anyway, and so I have some symbols that I created. Then when I learned about bullet journaling rules, I found out they had a couple of ideas that I just switched and adopted. But I started off like, if it's just an idea, I would draw a little light bulb beside it. If it was a thought, I would draw a cartoon thought cloud thing. And if it was To buy, I would put a circle, and if it was to do, I would make a square. That's too much information, probably, but anyways. Um, Thank you, Erica, for subscribing. All you new people, um, I'm just who I am. I have lived in vehicles and traveled as a world traveler and a long distance hiker since 1978. And I am one of the original OG people from Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. Yes, I know Bob Wells well, and etc. etc. Um, uh, but over the years, I bought a piece of property, and then during COVID year, I got really, really sick as COVID was starting, and it was not sick with COVID. And I built a cabin, and I did not build it legally. And this last 2 months, I have been working with my county to make it legal. And so I hired a civil engineer. When he gets back after the new year starts, the new calendar year starts, then he will get me my paperwork and I will go to the county and I should have my occupancy permit. The cabin I built is very small. It is a 12-foot by 12-foot, and the peak is actually 12 foot tall. We didn't plan that, but anyway. Um, and it is a dry cabin. I have a separate shower house, and it is in Apache County, Arizona. Whew! I did that first, fast. I checked channel. Yes, false. Yes, thank you, Beth. But I knew it was from something that happened before. Um, YouTube is calling. I'm glad that my moderators are on their game and they're into smack a troll today. Um, Welcome, Erica. I think I said that already. I'm seeing you guys. I'm trying to watch for the cues. Um, I got a Colgate smile. Okay, toothpaste. I do not use commercial toothpaste, people. I have not for many years. Probably right about 2004, I stopped using shampoos. Not that I never use shampoo. Let me say that. Because every once in a while, if I'm super tired, if I go pay for a shower and they have little sample shampoos and conditioners, sometimes if I'm that kind of tired, I'll just use it. But I stopped using shampoos. Well, I stopped perfumes and stuff and scented candles and stuff like that way before that because I was reacting. And when I lived in New York City and I would get on a city bus or the subway and somebody had perfume on, I would be vomiting. And so I stopped that stuff a long time ago. But then I stopped using commercial shampoos and things right about that 2003, 2004 time of my life. Commercial shampoos, toothpaste, mouthwash, all that kind of stuff. I just stopped it all. Makeup. And I stopped letting anybody play with my hair. My hair grows really long and whatever, but it was maybe, I know I haven't brushed it really good this morning. Say it was maybe that long ago. How many years is that? That's probably, I don't know. That's probably 4 years, 5 years. I don't know. I let somebody play with dye or something on my hair, but no longer. Well, and I never dyed my hair much. But when I was in New York City, Bumble and Bumble wanted to do some videos and they saw me walking down the street and they were like, please come, please, please, we'll give you free hair treatment, please. We need you for our book. You've got super long hair. And yeah, so I let them, but I don't let that happen anymore. Um And so the Colgate comment that whoever made, the person made, St. John's, Arizona. So for toothpaste, I have used um, baking soda, peroxide, salt, sometimes diatomaceous earth. Sometimes I'll mix it with coconut oil and make it like a paste. But most of the time, I just use it as a powder, and it's just baking soda for years. That's cheaper. I can get it on an airplane with it. I can buy it anywhere in the world. And it's healthier for my body. So that's that. Oh, Leanna, good morning. I've been praying for you too. By the way, people on the channel that are used to this, if you're not used to it, take a deep breath and listen. And if it bothers you, you do you. Okay. But Miss Leanna has had something happen, and she wasn't feeling well. The great creator knows what happened. And also, right about the same time, she found that the ground squirrels and rats had dug under her chicken house. And so she gifted her chickens away to a neighbor. So she blessed a neighbor with that. And she helped me bless another neighbor in another way. Would you, people that know me well, would you please put her on your prayer list and remember to ask the great creator to give her the strength, and he knows what whatever knows. So just would you please do that for Miss Leanna? Leanna, that was my best way of being careful. I'm not trying to tell all your stuff, but you can use the extra prayers. So that's why I'm doing that. Who? Oh, Lesa from the Poconos. Oh, yeah. We used to go to the Poconos for the Feast of Tabernacles every fall as a family until I moved away from home and they decided that I didn't belong in their family anymore. Whatever. Okay, let's see. So, guys, I need 3 uppercase Q's for me to read your comment. Or if you want to send me money through super chats and super thanks, you can do that. But, and don't forget, become a member of the channel. I'm trying a little harder. Miss Catherine can tell you how that's working, about trying to give my members a little more detail during the week. I wanted to do at least a daily post for the members. It hasn't been happening yet, but it's kind of where I'm headed. But use those uppercase cues so I can pay attention. Because otherwise, there's too many comments when I do it like this. What is your electrical setup? Do you have any advice for a simple setup? I do. What is your name? Duckisa? Or whatever. D. Because I don't want to screw up your name, okay? My current system has been solar with battery packs. Now, it started out with little tiny 166 watt hour battery pack. I'm going to show it to you. Let's turn this around. Now, overlook whether my cabin is a little dirty or not, or messy. Cluttery in some ways. Can you see that little black? Where's my finger? My finger's not going to show up. Where's my finger? Where's my pointy finger? There's my pointy finger. Okay, that little black box right there. Bob Wells gave me that years ago. It's a 166 watt hour Bowden's battery pack. That can run all kinds of stuff for me, but it's because of the choices of the way I live. Now, currently, how do I do this? Currently, it is sitting on top of, pointer finger again, on top of an EcoFlow Delta 2. That EcoFlow Delta 2 was loaned to me by a person who's currently down in Quartzsite, Arizona. That person told me 2 weeks ago to sell that. It has a solar panel. And this week I found the new owner for it. So that's the thing I need to deliver to somebody by noontime. It was supposed to be by 11 o'clock. I don't know if I'm going to make it. But anyway, so they're getting that along with its solar panel. Now, this other battery pack, I'm going to turn you around again. Here we go. This battery pack with the red handle is a Rock Pals, which that company doesn't exist anymore. It's a 300 watt. It's a 300 watt. That's a little hard to maneuver right there. 300 watt Rock Pals battery pack. And it too has its own solar panel set. That one, John from Frugal Off Grid gave me years ago. And it's been doing just fine. I think this port I broke, but it's picky about what it does. It likes some things and it doesn't like other things. Okay. So that one I just hang on to because when I'm traveling, it's easy to maneuver. But you can't buy it anymore. Don't get that. Okay. Yes, you see a My Mini egg cooker behind it. Right up there. That My Mini is an egg cooker. It will work on that Rock Pals. Okay. And it's a 250 watt egg cooker thing. But everybody at Stan's loves hard-boiled eggs. So that's why that's there. Let me finish talking about power. I'm allergic to propane. So most people who know me, okay, let's go up like this. Most people who know me know that I use wood to cook on for most everything because it's cheap to free. Okay. So, and when I'm traveling, I use alcohol and sterno. Now, up on this back patio roof, I installed some solar panels. They're coming down probably this week. Okay. But they have been powering those two small battery packs. That's changing. Here's my new kit. Whoops, nope, that's the refrigerator. Nope, you can't see it. I gotta move the sofa bed that I sleep on, which, no, I didn't make my bed, y'all. Anyway, can you all see that new kit is a very yay solar kit. There are 3 1,000 watt hour power bricks and more. It's not hooked up yet. It's a great set. Again, I'm trying to connect with the company themselves so that I can either become an affiliate or pro dealer or something, or if they want to sponsor me. That kit was actually given to me. I think there's about $2,500 or $3,000 worth of equipment that came along with it. I believe, let's rephrase that. I believe that I need to get 2 or 3 more items to make that run. Okay? And the 2 or 3 more items are The solar panel I was given to go with it is an all powers, not a Verrier. I don't think that's a problem because it works with them. We're going to get that hooked up this week. But I would like to have their solar panels, and I would like to have the 12-volt. When you're driving the car, you can charge the battery bank. I would like to have that cable. I don't believe I have it. And, but I got to go through that set. I think that set, because you can buy it one piece at a time and you can add onto it incredibly, I think it's a good stationary, like in a cabin situation or travel situation, because you can make it bigger or smaller depending. And I also just, wow, it's been holiday time for a lot of people. And a lot of people bless me during their holiday time. And I don't ask for it. I do. I think it's very important that I'm grateful and I remember to thank them for what they're doing, because it's important to the other person if they're keeping a holiday that I don't. And so I'm not, I don't know what words to use, but anyway. So someone just gifted me what I believe they called it a pressure pot. It just happened, like, I don't remember what day, maybe Thursday. I haven't even opened the container to look at it to know what I've got. It might be an Instapot. I don't know. It might just be an overgrown rice cooker. I don't know. But I do know that I saw the wattage was 1,000 watts. And so that's new to me. I don't know. Well, it would be useful. I was going to say, I don't know if I'll use it. I'll at least try it. But I'm so used to my old school way of doing things. And I own thermal pots that I can put on a rocket stove I have a wood cook stove in the cabin. That wood cook stove, whoops, oh, I turned it the wrong way. That wood cook stove over there. I was talking a couple weeks ago about how I didn't know, maybe I should sell it. I'm not gonna. I started really, once I started kind of straightening up and moving the new furniture around a little bit so it was more comfortable for the way I actually maneuver and live. I started looking at what I'm getting ready to have Jess help me do to the back patio, so that can eventually be a screened-in porch, room, kitchen. And I've decided, no, I'm going to keep this. It may, the firebox in this wood cook stove, it's very old. Yes, it is 1865, I think we found. French wood cook stove. It has, I have some restoration to do. It has a crack in it that I know how to fix. And then some of the top that I was concerned I didn't know how to fix. I just found out that one of my newer friends, he knows what to do to fix it. But I also know that some of the new cook stoves come with that same kind of burner top. And if we had to change it out, I bet I can buy some of those things. So might take time, but whatever. My thermal pots work like a crock pot or something. You just take that inner pot out, which is stainless steel, and put it on heat and cook it. And once it comes to a boil, you take it off the heat, put it in its case in the outer pot, and close the lid and keep it out of the direct wind. And it'll keep cooking for 10 hours or more. And so I love those, and I use them off and on a lot. So I don't know if I'm going to use whether this is an Instapot or whatever, but I'll look at it later. And having the option that I have enough solar that I could use it if I want to. So that kit, I think, is going to be useful for me because I could take one of the battery packs and put it in the car and go on a trip with it. And I could leave the other ones here to be used for the cabin. It will run the refrigerator. I do have a very small, you saw that, Alpacool refrigerator, which is either a refrigerator or a freezer. And I often run it in freezer mode. It's not in freezer mode today. And it does take some power, but it's reasonable. I just personally, the thing I don't love about it, I can't stand listening to it. The sound when it comes on. It's not on that often, but you got to remember when I built the cabin, I insulated it so well that I can't hear the birds outside. Unless the window's open, I can't hear things outside. It's nice in one way, but in another way, it's kind of like I want to hear all those sounds, and I can't have the screens open 24/7 in the winter. So it's a whole thing. Anyways, so that's I tend to like the plug and play battery pack systems better because I don't like messing around with the wiring and the batteries. And I had trouble with lead acid batteries and the off gas, and not good for me personally. Wanted the sealed AGMs, but they were too expensive for me. LifePo 4s are expensive for me, but I'm so blessed by people helping me, by gifting me things that, well, in this case, it was another YouTuber was sent. I don't know. I don't think they bought it. I think it was sent to them by the company for testing, and they didn't need it. And so they blessed me with it. They were like, look, I know how you do things. I know you're still being careful that you don't make too much money, but you need this. Please take this. Please do more videos on it. I was like, okay, no problem. So, so I looked it over and I was like, okay, this is reasonable. It's not a big package. It's not a whole mess of, wires all over the place that might make me feel creepy or something. I don't know, whatever. Okay, let me catch up again. Oh, Donna K, hi, Jeremy. Jer, we haven't seen you in a while. Jer has been really working on a boat lately, and he loves working on his boat. I just saw that Beth made a comment about I was born and raised in Maine, south of Newfoundland. Yeah, and I understand. I never got to Newfoundland, and I never got to St. John's, right? Or what's the other place up there? Nova Scotia. But I understand there's a lot of Beauchemins up there, and my maiden name was Beauchemin, or Bougemois, or however you say it. I don't know how to say it, right? Whatever. French Canadian. Yeah, guys, uppercase Q's help because there's uh, a lot of messages I'm kind of scrolling down through. Oh, Duck, I see this thing where you're setting up something for somebody and you don't want her to be confused. I say, if you don't want somebody to be confused, separate their lights from their power bank. First off, that is the best move I ever made. All my lights, look up, all my lights, including that one, it has its own solar panel. It is not connected to my power. Lights do not need to be connected to power bank, to a power bank. Separate the lights away from the power bank. That solves one big problem all by itself. Your power bank can go out and you still have lights. So separate them. The things I buy are shed lights. The thing to know to pay attention for, because I've been using them for years. Pay attention that you get one that will operate during the daylight. A lot of them will not turn on in the daylight. That means if it's raining or it's cloudy and you go to try to turn it on, it won't turn on. So I only buy ones that will turn on during daylight hours. That's something to watch for. But just separate their lighting from their power. That solves big problems. I prefer, I'm talking to Duckisa. I prefer, especially if it's travel life, okay? I prefer the Anchor brand battery packs. Anchor has a 166 watt hour. I told you about my old one, right? They have a little tiny one, same amount of wattage. It'll run a tablet, it'll keep a phone charged, it'll let you watch your movies on your whatever. It's enough power to do a lot of normal stuff. It won't run a refrigerator, no. But my old Bowden's had a feature that the new stuff doesn't have. And its feature was a charge through. And the charge through allows the solar panel to go through the battery pack, and during sunlight hours, it first charges the other item that's plugged in, and then after that, charges the battery pack. So on a cloudy day, my little Bowden's might not have very many bars of battery juice, but I can leave my refrigerator plugged into it during daylight hours and it'll keep the refrigerator running. Now, that's not the best way to run it. I have had times when my refrigerator, because mine's super small, but I've had times when my refrigerator shut off because the sun, it was too cloudy. The sun couldn't keep the Bowden's going. And so that's not really adequate for the refrigerator. But I'm just saying, I found ways to maneuver and I didn't need it. Now that my health is better and I don't need so much raw meat and stuff, I now can eat eggs and dairy and things of that nature. Eggs and dairy don't need the kind of refrigeration, and I don't need to run it as a freezer. I could maneuver with just a good cooler. But I have wild animals, and so, I also like a good quality cooler. So I've even debated selling this refrigerator and going back to only a cooler. But if I'm going to have all this power, I may as well leave it here and run it as a freezer and just have some extra food at the cabin. My cabin is over 100 miles away from a Walmart. One way. That's one way. It's 60 miles for me to go to work. 50 miles for me to go to work. So I'm driving 100 miles a day just to have a job. So that's what I told Stan when I took the job. It was, if you can keep me in food and gas and I have a little bit I can pay somebody so they can help me at home, I said, I'm coming. I just need the interaction with other people. I just need to get away from myself for a little bit. And I need the help. I had been struggling. And so it's been a blessing. So I hope, Duckisa, that helps you. I separate my lights. When I'm living in a vehicle, if you need to know that, ask me that as another question. Please use the uppercase Qs because I'll never get through all of the comments if I don't. Okay. How big is your wood stove and do you have backup heat? I do not have backup heat. Most counties, including Apache County, now require now in their rules, permitting rules say that a wood stove is not legal for the only source of heat. Because I hired a civil engineer, I am going to be fine with only the wood stove. That's the wood stove I have. I found it on sale, brand new. It had a couple of problems. It was cheap. It was under $200 brand new, but it was because they couldn't figure out how to put the legs on. So we shemmed where you bolted the legs on. We had to put a shem of metal in it. And we did a couple other things to it, but and the thing on the front, that green thing right there. The door on this just had open holes for air, and I wanted to be able to close it down and choke off some of the air. And so one of the guys that was helping me cut an old piece of metal, and we just fixed something so that it was better. Anyways, this is a U.S. wood stove. I forgot what model number, but it is a box stove is what these are called. It'll take up to 17-inch long logs, but only so big around. You can only get so big around. It's technically rated to heat 900 square feet. This is only 144 square feet. If I'm not careful, I could crank that thing up and it'll be a sauna in here. I've done it. I didn't mean to, but yeah. So I only have the one source of heat. I'm allergic to propane. So I do not have a backup source, and I don't really need one. I thought about what I could do if the county or the civil engineer was going to require me to have a secondary heat source. I considered diesel heaters. I don't like the click click sound of them, but if I had to, it's only $100 or something. But I decided not to. I also considered that I could get an ENVI wall-mounted electric heater. Their lower end ones are only 300 and 400 watts. I could do that if I needed to, but with the civil engineer, he's able to approve me without a secondary source of heat. So that's that. Can we get a cabin tour? I've done cabin tours a number of times, and I just feel like I didn't finish. I have laundry to wash, and it's sitting on top of my coffee table, and I haven't put things away, and my cabin is only so big. I'll do it for you, but give me a minute, okay? Because I have to suck it up and go. I'm about to show you guys that my cat, when he eats food in the house, he has cat food all over the floor. I'm going to have to get one of those mats so it's not so messy. So give me a minute and I'll walk you around again, but people have seen it. And Wendy wants out, so I'm getting up again. And come on, Wendy, let's get you out. There you go. Be careful. I have a concern about putting Wendy out like I just did. I put her outside at the front, which is not, I have a yard fence around the back. And with the mountain lion being around, I have a concern. But she usually is very loud when she needs to be. And she knows if something is scary or dangerous, she comes up on the front porch. I was training her to porch stay. And she's doing good with it. Now at the office, I'm training her to office stay. So trying to use simple words. She's an animal. Cabin tour. Okay. Cabin tour. Deep breath. Let's do it. Turn the camera around. Back door. Minimalist closet. Right now, it's the power and refrigerator in front of that window, not where it's going to live. Okay? This is my window wall. That's the east side. My sofa bed, I did not make my bed this morning. I've been up, but I've been busy. Then the front window, which is the north wall, that's the wood cook stove that's not staying in here. Front door. Okay. There's a porch out there, 6-foot porch outside. Front door, wood. That wood cart is on wheels so I can move it around. At night, it stays in front of the door. During the day, I push it over. Um, this heat shield was not what I wanted. I just found out that Jess knows how to do what I wanted. So another project I'm adding on to Jess's list is to do the corrugated metal like I wanted for there. And then we pan around the dog and cat beds because I treat my animals like special. I don't know. The new rocking chair, bummer, I bought the wrong one. I bought the regular, what's it called? Wait a minute. I think it said on it, freestyle rocker. And it's like an inch too tall for me. And it's a little bit uncomfortable. I wish I had bought the fireside rocker, but I didn't keep the box. So sending it back is, I don't know. But I want the fireside rocker because it's lower and I'm more comfortable in it. I love these chairs anyway. And then here's my dinette set. Okay, those 2 pillows are supposed to be on the back of the sofa bed. I take them off when I make my bed at night. Here's the back wall again. This thing is a cart for a small portable refrigerator like you'd use in a dorm room. I bought it. I measured the thing. I don't love it. But it's a nice coffee table size and I'm not getting rid of it yet. I don't know what I'm doing with it. I love this picture thing. And then here's the back door again. So we just did a cabin tour. Okay, here's a quick out the back door. We're not going all the way. This is going to become, this is where the wood cook stove is going to go. This is the back patio. I started out with the roof being a pergola. It's going to get enclosed into a screened-in porch, and then it'll turn into a kitchen. Okay, this is kind of the backyard. Over on this side, that extra building is not a shed. That is my shower house, which is all upside down and torn apart right now because that white barrel over there, there's 2 barrels, but you can't see the other one. The county health department is coming to do the inspection. Those are my new batch composting toilets. They will be installed back in the shower house, and then I can have a bathroom again. That's that. And the only other thing I haven't really showed you in today's tour is, all right, let me move that cart over. What time is it? Okay, I got about an hour before I'm supposed to go somewhere. And my front porch is a disaster right now. Front porch does not have railings yet. Eventually it will get railings. By the way, if anybody knows where I can get another one of those rocking chairs, I would like a second one for the porch. But there's my Zier pot. I do use it, yes. Stuff that needs to... a lot of stuff going on right now. And then a wood rack up here for the moment. The water jugs that I use in my car to bring water back and forth in the winter. That was a garden way over there. It's not anymore, but this is basically my... Okay, Wendy, come closer. You too far away. Did you guys hear her bark? Her bark is too far away. All right, you saw it. That's cabin tour. I hope that helped whoever won. I think that was Doug. Okay, I hope that helped you. Okay, now I'm going to sit in the rocker. Let me make sure we still have a good signal. We're still okay, right? Sometimes my signal can be bad. Signal not yours. That'll be weird. All right, cabin tour done. Graph paper, there you go. Okay. And I see that, Marco. Why are you saying ridiculous? If you're saying ridiculous because you're a troll, go somewhere else. Have a nice day. It's my channel. I get to do what I do. Okay, cues. Black is my favorite color ink. Mine too, yes. I see somebody said hi from India. Hi back. Um, okay, all right. Okay, is Smack a Troll too much today, guys? Um, okay, cues. Okay, don't know what that is. Oh, Sonia, bye. I see that you're going. Um, Aloha, Kate. I'm not seeing many cues. I'm scrolling here. Cues. I've been to QCON, Nova Scotia, PEI, New Brunswick, just not Newfoundland and St. John's. Yep. Cool. Cool, cool. I'm watching for uppercase Q's, 3 uppercase Q's, or a thank you donation will get me to answer your questions for you or to speak about your comment, whatever. It's sometimes hard for me to scroll through all the messages. You know how that is. Um, Smack a troll. Okay. Managing, only kicking out obvious. Thank you very much. Yep. I appreciate that you guys are I appreciate everybody taking into account that somebody might not even know who we are or what we're doing. And they might just stop being so trollish if they stay a minute. But if they don't need to stay. We don't need them. So, all right. Um, whew, 14 people, 24 thumbs up. Wonderful. What else do we need to talk about so that I can start thinking about what, things that are new calendar year things? So, a couple of changes happening at the office over at Stan's. Um, he's he's liking the things I'm doing to help organize the paperwork and the whatever. I really, really, really want him to get me a new form. I sent him the thing, but I'm not sure if he bought them for me. I don't think he understands the difference between the form he already uses and the form I want him to get me, because it would have solved a problem last week when we had some phone calls, and I want to do that. So the future, we have records of, hey, I talked to so and so, and I gave him a copy of this, and now we can talk about the same thing. Because when somebody calls in and says, "Well, I talked to Lesa last week," well, maybe you did, but if the boss said, "Yeah, that'll never happen, throw that away," and then they call back 3 days later and say, "Hey, I'm really interested in what we were talking about." Well, I'm blind if we threw the stuff away. So yeah, that's, and we know how Stan is older than me. computers don't always keep everything. You can lose everything on a computer too. So there's a process, there's some stuff I'd like to do to help with that. So some of that will help. Um, oh, Lisa, say welcome to, oh, okay. How do I say Xioma? It's Zioma? I'm not sure I say that right. But welcome. Are you from China or I shouldn't have done that. I bet you're from Asia. That would be more correct. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Um, let's see. So, yeah, so I have a lot of stuff. Oh, it was China. I wasn't wrong. Okay. There are a lot of things, kind of going on in my life with that change of working. And Wendy and I are doing so good. I'm really happy. I'm so glad to be useful and all of that. I'm really happy to be working, to be honest. Really, really happy working. Um, sure, there's challenges, but I'm happy. And yes, the tired and the transition in the beginning. I couldn't keep up with training Wendy to be a shop dog and be safe. And, we had been customers first. And so I had trained Wendy every time we went to visit the guys at the shop. She was on her leash with me, and I would walk her around the poles for the big sign out in the parking lot for her to go to the bathroom. Well, then we started working there, and she wants to go to the bathroom out there because that's what she knows. And so I've had to retrain her. She can't just go to the bathroom without me. She can't be in the front parking lot. There's too many cars. I'm having to train her with if the cars are moving. Just like at home, if a car's moving, it's porch stay and watch. You have to have a place where if the cars are moving in the parking lot, you office stay and watch. And the windows aren't at a level where she can see out, and there aren't like huge windows in the office anyways. And it's cold. It's a cement building. It's kind of cold. And the bay doors are open. So there's been all the dog training. There's been lots of stuff to do to adjust. So and of course I was tired because I was used to washing my clothes in a 5-gallon bucket. Do you know that the first time I did that was, what day did I have off? Because today's Sunday. It must have been Friday. No, yeah. I came home and I washed clothes in a bucket. And I was like, oh, now I feel normal again. But for all those beginning days, I was taking my clothes to the laundromat and letting them wash and fold them for me, which was nice. But then I'd come home and I felt bad unfolding the clothes to hang them on my minimalist closet. So all my clothes go on that minimalist closet unless I'm traveling. Then they go in um, then they go in compression bags that most people would use for in their suitcases for travel. But that's how I've always kept my clothes for years. And it works well for me. I don't need any more clothes than fit on that closet rack. I love that system. But it means if I have somebody else do my laundry, I got to come home and hang it up. And, some nights I was just like, I just want to crash. I want a drink of something. Okay. Most of the time, sparkling water or, yeah, most of the time, sparkling water because the coffee's in the morning. And then I would just crash. And I would fall asleep and I would wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I would go to the bathroom at 3 o'clock in the morning and start the wood stove because it was cold, and then it would be like, okay, now I want to crash again, or I just want to like stare at the wall. And then it would be 5 o'clock and the cat was getting me up and it's just time to do it all over again. So that adjustment was challenging. But look, I'm more rested. I'm more okay. So So then I'm working on the projects because the reason I took the job was because I needed to put footers under the cabin. The cabin's already been built and been sitting here for 4 years, and we had to dig under the cabin, and which made me nervous about are the rats going to move in. They didn't. Thank you that I have Karma, the cat, that is doing his job. But we had to dig under the cabin and build footers and attach it to the cabin. And so we got that done. And then I'm just waiting on the paperwork for that to be okay. And then the health department is separate for my toilets, for those composting toilets. And I've been waiting for that because we had to tear up my bathroom. So I'm right now, I have to go outside on a bucket toilet and sit in the cold air and use the toilet out there when I'm home. But once, so it's the 31st, I'm scheduled to have the inspection of those toilets by the composting toilets by the health department. Once they're inspected, then the holes are already dug in the shower house. Then they get buried part way down in the ground so that they're toilet height. And then I can put my bathroom back together and, change whatever I need to change and make it work. And then I don't have to sit in the cold or the rain or the snow or the whatever. But it'll still take another week or so, but it's okay. So, because where else am I going to use it, Kate? I am not keeping a bucket inside my living space. I refuse to. I don't do that. It's not a bad thing, Kate. I'm healthier being outside more often. We've talked about that before. So, but that's why, because I'm not putting my bucket in the house. That's the way it is. And the other thing is right now I have 2 buckets. Kate, I can't afford that right now. Okay? I can't afford that. And I don't have a place to store poop in a bag. End of story. Right now I'm using 2 separate buckets, and I have a composting system for that. There's a place where I dump my bucket. But I have to so I have a pee bucket and I have a poo bucket. And I dump them at least once a week. My pee bucket gets part of my laundry water goes in it so that it's diluted with water and the smell is kept down by whatever residual laundry soap is in it. But that's the way I manage this for now. I hear you, single-use bags, not on my budget in this situation. It's not that. What explains the smell on clothes? And whose clothes do you think you're smelling? Yeah. Yeah, I get tired of that shit too. How many people on those video interviews I did? Nope, not buying one. I won't do it, Kate. Why am I going to buy all that stuff when I'm trying to get the shower house back together? No, I'm not buying more stuff. Not buying more stuff. That's the end of that. That's not doing it. Um, uh, I have enough. I have been here long enough. I know how to do what I'm doing. I have been trying to get these batch composting barrels. I've been trying, it's been 3 years since I knew the county was giving out free permits for them, but it's only been a year. We don't have any thrift stores around here, Kate. They're just, Well, we have a new one down at the market, but the new one doesn't have anything but clothes in it right now. And I hear you, Kate, but I'm 100 miles from like a normal what most people would think is got you. Got you, Kate. Yep, got you, Kate. But I can't do those things in my situation right now. It's more than 100. I haven't been near Walmart. I went the first week I worked, and then I went 5 days later to return stuff because I'm so far away from Walmart, and I just haven't had time. You got to figure I got at least I got about a 40-minute drive to get to work, and then a 40-minute drive home. And that costs me money. And so there's a lot of things I just don't do because it would cost me more. It would be more hassle. And I'm so close. These batch 55-gallon drum composting toilets will be finished and usable within a week. And it's been 3 years since I knew the county had the permits, and it's been a year since I got my permit. And it's just been taken forever. And I won't even have company come until I get those done. And that was because, and I say that, it is loose, okay? But I encourage everybody that if they're coming up here, I don't have those done yet, you know? And so I purposefully, there are some people I wouldn't invite up here until I have those done because it's too hard for people who don't understand off grid. And this will be easier. It will so be easier. But it sure has been a process. It has been such a process. So, um, yeah, Kate, I understand you. I was reading it as if you were saying, why didn't you do blah, blah, blah? You didn't really say that, but if we could help each other remember to say something like, yeah, and if somebody else was doing, they might want to do this instead of doing that. I could have read that a little differently. I'm over here concerned that I need to be somewhere in about 15 minutes and I'm not going to make it the way things are going. It's okay. Um, I did tell them that I would be between 11 and 12. I didn't say 11 specifically. But, and I'm watching the animals out the window because I know I've had a mountain lion. And I'm not thinking the same way you're thinking when you wrote your comment. And I don't mean to be mean today, Kate, at all. I just want you to know yes, other people might choose to not do the things the way I did. But for me, I'm trying to get the big thing done so company can come. And when my son and his family might come in the spring because it didn't work out this fall, I want those toilets done so that they've never lived off grid. They've been camping, but they haven't lived off grid. I don't want them to have to struggle. Okay? I've done my struggle years. And I don't want to bring a 5-gallon bucket inside my space. I'm not spending money on plastic bags, besides the fact that I don't want to do plastic bags. Biodegradable bags cost more money. I don't want to afford those right now. I want to do this, get it done. And yeah, it's thank you, whoever, Donna. Thank you, Donna K. Because yeah, I need to do me here. Okay? And I've been doing the best I could. And sometimes, sometimes I struggle with my own head. What happened? Okay, I lost you for a minute. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Oh, Donna K, have a good week. Yeah, I'm off grid in Apache County, Arizona. This is basically my home base. When the engine blew in my tracker, that was a year and a half ago. Yeah, a year and a half ago. Um, I found a way to get back here so that I could keep a handle on my income. And then last spring, we were able to go bring the tracker back to this area. It is currently being worked on. It did have I think it was the heads, I don't know if I'm saying that right, taken to the machine shop. Some of that work has been done. It's been challenging for me to sit still. I don't like to sit still this long. But at the same point, I've had to make some different decisions. I've had to do a couple of things. And part of that is making the cabin even more comfortable because I've needed to be here. And I'm the one who made the mistake of asking a question at the county that made the county look at me and say, well, you didn't build that with a permit. What are we going to do? And I said, well, I could tell you it's just a shed, but if you came to visit, you'd look at it. And they said, and we'd put a condemned on it because it's not legal. And I said, yeah, will you really do that to me? And they said, we could. And I was like, and they were like, well, you are a YouTuber. We need you YouTubers to be good examples. And I was like, yeah, yeah. So I decided, I gathered information, then I made a decision and I called them back and I said, so I've decided I'm going to work with you and I'm scared because I don't know that I can afford to do what you want me to do. But please work with me and give me enough time to figure out how I can be legal. And it hasn't been as bad a process as I thought. And the fact that I could hire a civil engineer and he could say, hey, I approve of what you're doing. And if I approve, and if I'm willing to put my name on it, the county will accept it. And I just went, really? He goes, yeah. You can live differently as long as I put my stamp on it. So you do this. You put those footers underneath the cabin and I will approve it. Your wood stove is installed correctly. I will approve this. And I didn't really know that this was a possible process. And through that, I've encouraged some other people to get a hold of the civil engineer. And I've also given some people some advice um, about the particular civil engineer that I um, hired. And there is another pretty popular, pretty, yeah, popular. I don't know if popular is the right word, but there's another big YouTuber who has followed my lead, my guidance, and has contacted and hired the same civil engineer as me. And because of that, he is building his off-grid cabin. What he told me was, had he known a couple years ago that this was possible, he would have built the cabin a long time ago. He just didn't know it was possible. And I didn't either. Had I known this, I probably would have talked to a civil engineer or the particular one I hired. I probably would have built my cabin differently a long time ago because I built this thinking I was following the rules for not getting permitting. And I made a couple of mistakes. I built it size, but not living space size. I could have built it bigger. Well, I didn't have money for that at that time either. So, anyway, so that's some of the stuff you're getting. Guys, it's 11. I'm gonna get going. Pacers 420. Your name is In the future, Pacers, if you put 3 uppercase Qs before your comment, I will see it if we're super busy. Since I'm not super busy right this minute, your name is John Gabani, and I am giving you a shout out. Thank you for subscribing and welcome. I could add on rooms if I wanted to spend the money. I don't really have the money to do that. I think in my simple way of living and liking the simple minimalist thing I do, I don't imagine me adding rooms on. I will, however, add on screened in shade areas. Absolutely. I have 2 of those planned. And because I'm finally finding trustworthy people neighbors who are talented enough in construction and will work with me, I might even consider adding the carport on that I always had imagined was going to be here. I originally wanted a carport and a screened room. That's all I wanted. And it didn't happen. So, anyways, but I'm going to end the live so I can go deliver this solar kit to the other Nomad person that is trying to leave soon. Jess is actually helping that person with a build in their vehicle right now, I think. This morning, today, it was on the list for today. So I need to go take them the EcoFlow solar kit. They're buying that. So so that's what's happening. You guys have a wonderful week. Pray for each other. Think about each other. It's a cool idea when you think about somebody, if you're in contact with them enough, that you just text them, hey, I thought about you. I know when I get one of those, it makes me smile, even if I don't have time to do much more communication. And so I imagine that it feels just as good to the other person who receives one of those. Yo, I thought about you. So think about people, bless them if you can. If you're a praying person, pray for people. You do you. I pray for people. I ask for guidance for myself. I ask for wisdom and a bunch of stuff. But I also ask that not only am I blessed, but that I'm a blessing to others. And I hope that that continues, and that I remember to do that. Be grateful. It's a good thing. Travel light and often. Keep it simple, if you can. And if you can't, just remember the idea. Just remember that keep it simple, silly, and see what happens, right? We'll see you here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Yes, that ages me. Get over it. I had to get over it. Anything I can do to help you guys out, continue to ask questions. Come prepared next week. Remember to use the uppercase Qs because it's easier for me to see your comments scroll past me. Have a good week. And ciao.